Hello and welcome to the Daily Ramble here on Claret and Booze. My name's Gary and this is my Daily Ramble. So today I'm going to build on why Moyes is definitely going and share a name with you. A name that I've not seen before, but this is a very interesting link. Very interesting. As a possible successor to Moyes. So I want to touch on the extreme change of position from the club as well, because, you know, I'm going to tell you why it's just PR. That's literally what it is. I'm going to tell you why Paqueta'S doesn't call him daddy, and plus some other news in the roundup. So look, please subscribe to our channel if you enjoy this video. Give it a like, hit the bell notification icon. You know the drill. And by the way, before I start, just a quick disclaimer. This is not a competition between Claret and Booze and the other channels. All we're doing is sharing with you the news that we get from people who have not let us down. You know, if we're doing in the past, got a story from someone and it turned out to be patently untrue, we wouldn't use that source again, right? So we only share with you, from the people we think might have some idea of what's going on and an insight into the club. So, but honestly, you're adults. Believe what you want to believe. It's not mandatory. So first, let's talk about the managerial situation. You know, Moyes is definitely going in the summer, and an agreement has been reached with his successor to take over. All right, that's the information we have. It's happening. It's going to happen. And there's only 182 days to go. 183, 182 tomorrow. Sorry about that. Slight miscalculation. Now, if you watch my videos, you'll know what I think about the way Sullivan's leak to Jim White a few weeks ago. What I thought of that. And I thought it was crap, to be honest. I thought it was really bad form from Sullivan. You should not undermine your manager publicly like that. But it's not the first time he's done it. It won't be the last time he's done it. You know, are we expected to believe that you wanted him gone? You scraped 2 wins. They were scraped as well. And now everything's fine. They're thinking of offering him a new deal. Oh, please. Come on. Or no decision's been made. Decision's been made. But they're writing the message back nonetheless. They know we face a very, very tough December. And an even more tough January, because, you know, it's been covered on plenty of other channels, and Nick covered it as well. And that is loads of players want out, and we're looking to cash in on them because we don't think there's a danger of going down. So we might end up with a bit of a threadbare squad. But Moyes doesn't use the players around anyway, unless he's trying to fill gaps or give other players a rest, right? And they know where they sit in the pecking order, so they want out, the likes of Kera, Fornals, people like that. And we're going to take the opportunity to get as much money for them as we can. Won't be much, but it's better than nothing, letting them leave on a free in the summer, right? And look, we don't know who the new manager is for sure, because it's shrouded in secrecy. But, again, from a usually reliable source, I'm going to throw out there a potential name. And I'm taking this, let me be honest, I'm taking this as the kind of profile of manager we're looking for. Not manager, first team coach, because that's all it is. There will not be another David Moyes who controls the whole factory, right? There will be a worker drone who is the first team coach, who's expected to deliver a certain brand of football with the players afforded to him. And if it doesn't work, you've literally just got to replace the first team coach. And if this profile is the kind of profile we're looking for, I've got to say I like it. So, firstly, there he is. So, the new coach is got to play the right style. That's important. And this guy does. His name is Blessing Alexander. Me neither. Never heard of him. He's a 50-year-old German. He manages a team that is absolutely pissing the Belgian league with Royal Union SG, using a ton of young players. Tick. He managed RB Leipzig. Tick. Youth players, youth teams, before bringing through a load of young players, load of young talent from the under-15s all the way to the under-21s in a 4-year period. It's exactly what we want, right? got his first senior role for Ostend, but was then poached by Genoa of Serie B and got them promoted in second place in a single season, and then moved to Belgium this season, where he's, like I said, pissing the league with Royal Union SG. Not a strong league, but whatever. Not an illustrious playing career. Well, you don't need an illustrious playing career. You know, you think Wenger, you think Mourinho, people like that. Played for tons of German teams. The only notable one was Hoffenheim, and 1 year in Turkey with, how'd you say it? Antalyaspor? No, who knows. He's 50 years old. He's not too young. It won't freak Sullivan out. He plays 3-5-2 and switches to 5-3-2 in defensive formations. So kind of the German Harry Redknapp, if you like. And look, it might put you off because it's not a recognisable name. That is the kind of profile we're going to be going for, right? Because Tim Stein didn't get his name of the Pearl Diver, actually going out and signing everybody who's already got a profile. It's actually finding a lot of talent for little money. And look around you in the Premier League, and I want you to be honest with me. Maybe I'm just ignorant, I don't know, right? But how many teams that have this first team coach arrangement, how many teams had you heard of their first team coach before they started managing the Premier League? I mean, Thomas Frank, I'd never heard of him, right? De Zerbi, again, apparently he was a bit well known. I'd never heard of him. I'd never even heard of Potter before he came up. These people, they've got to get their chance at some point. As when David Moyes got his chance as an unknown at Preston North End. And the Preston North End fans didn't want him, right? Fact is, he did well there. So that's it. That's what I've got to share with you. I've just got to take Blessing off now. Bye-bye, Blessing. Mixed blessings on that one. Next, this whole new narrative or revised narrative about, it's not a done deal yet, we might give him a new deal, etc., that came about, it actually started with a story that said Paqueta'S sees Moyes as a father figure, right? Now, we've been told that is utter bollocks. He said he adores the club, he adores the fans, he loves the team, and has become more tolerant of Moyes since he stuck with him through the betting scandal. He respects him for doing that, but still thinks he has all the technical nous of a beige carpet. And more importantly, Paquetá isn't guaranteed to leave in the summer. He is open to negotiating a new deal. With the news, we're due a manager change, but he'll no doubt need assurances about who that is. And with the secrecy around the next managerial appointment, the club may not trust the players with that info just yet. I mean, look, I wouldn't tell a single player. I wouldn't tell anybody, especially in the media, someone that's going to open their traps. So yeah, is what it is. If they can manage to keep a secret, great. Somehow I doubt it though. So it's just this morning I was thinking about making this video, and because it's a decent story, something to talk about. But I started taking an interest in Moyes' past. I thought maybe I've been a little bit unfair on his past, right? Because a lot of people who support Moyes, they say, look at the fabulous job he'd done at Everton, finished in Champions League, did this, did that. Well, yeah, he did, but it was a league with one or two strong teams, right? So don't overlook that. It ain't like we've got now, where you've got 6, 8 teams at the top who are strong and getting stronger every year. So let's just tackle one at a time. And the big one is Everton. He was there from 2002 to 2013. And there is a video out there called the Moyes Masterclass. It's 12 minutes long. Google it. When you watch it, because I watched that before he joined, and I thought, oh, that looks all right, I think. When you watch it, you realise that he's not talking about Everton 2002, 2013. He's talking about us now, right? He's not changed one little bit. All of the pieces that he's got in our team are arranged in exactly the same way. 2 defenders who are central defenders who are happy to defend in the box. 2 wing backs or left back, right back, full backs who get forward a lot. midfielders there to pack it out, basically. So he doesn't mention Flair once in this 12 minutes, right? No, doesn't mention Flair players at all. He just calls them the left-sided player an extra midfielder, because in his mind, that's to stop the opposition, right? One example he gave was a great, because it was always focused, funny enough, on attacking down the left-hand side with the wing-back and the midfielder in front of him. At one point, Tony Hibbert, who he admitted was a bit crap going forward, Tony Hibbert was there simply to enable Leighton Baines to get forward. He just used to drop in and defend when Leighton Baines got forward. Leighton Baines, by the way, was the free kick taker. He was a set-piece specialist. Always got to have one, right? Marianne Fellaini classed him as an extra striker, said he was tall. We know he said that about Souček as well, right? Bags of energy. Again, Souček covers a lot of ground, runs around a lot. And not one mention of, when he spoke about his tactical style, not one mention about how he would go about unlocking the defence. It was all about the single striker up front, because he's done that forever. He doesn't believe in a two. The single striker up front, basically, running around a lot and getting knockdowns. It is about the striker up front trying to create space for the Fellaini figure, right? That's pretty much what it's all about. And also the guy up front has to defend as well. And you know what other piece he had as well? He had a bloke sitting in front of the back four, so that the back four could stay back and stay deep. He had the bloke linking up, the protecting the back four primarily, but that was the guy, the single person who brought the ball forward. And I think we've seen that with Alvarez in the last couple of games as the guy who brings the ball forward, right? So it's quite spooky when you watch it and you realise it genuinely is just using the old playbook, right? He ain't tried anything new. He swapped out the pieces. That's literally all he's done. I look back at Sunderland, and they clearly couldn't stand him. That was a big fuck up going there, right? But he spent a ton of money with Sunderland, right? They should have expected a bit more for their money. So let's talk about Real Zaragoza. In Moyes' own words, he never learned the language and the way the club works. And the way the club works is really interesting. No wonder he screwed this up, because the academy feeds the first team. Basically, players they've got a route through from the academy to the first team. They don't typically go out and buy other players. People who are in the first team have come through the academy. That is the heart and soul of Zaragoza, right? He failed abysmally. He kind of puts it down to never learning the language, but look, you've seen with your own eyes what he thinks of using academy prospects. I was listening to him earlier about how, because I've listened to a lot of stuff about Moyes today, I've educated myself. I wanted to hear about his background and where he came from. And apparently what he used to do with Celtic when he was a kid was they used to run like summer camps. And he used to go along to the summer camp and he said, it was brilliant. He said, used to play you in all sorts of positions. You play centre half, you play left back, you play right back, you play up front, you learn all the different roles. And it kind of took me back to thinking, okay, so that's what he expects a young player to be able to do, to be agile. And I don't think it's a coincidence that one of the only players who he's persisted with, apart from the excellent Declan Rice, one of the only players he's persisted with was Ben Johnson. And he saw him as a utility player. So did he see a bit of himself in Ben Johnson? God knows. But either way, it ain't great, is it? But anyway, back to the Zaragoza story. This is quite funny. He said, because he's clearly quite bitter about that still. You know, a brilliant club, but I didn't learn the language. You know what he did? He went back to the Scottish FA. He's been talking to the Scottish FA about doing their, their coaching badges, their approval courses. Well, now every single coach, apprentice coach, who's trying to get their badges, you know what they have to do? They have to give one session in a foreign language. In his own words, I'm sure they don't thank me for that. So, because you're a bit bitter about your life in Zaragoza and you couldn't speak the language, you're going to make every other apprentice Scottish coach fucking come in and deliver some sort of speech in, I don't know, pidgin French or something. Good God, honestly, it goes from strength to strength. At Man United, Rio said, because again, I'm really interested in this Man United story, and Rio said that if you weren't playing, Fergie, he used to make him feel important. The players that weren't playing, he used to approach them. You say, you're not playing, but we're a big team. We're gonna win things. We're gonna go very far in tournaments. It's a squad game. You're gonna get your chance, right? That's the way you used to do it, which is clearly the right way to do it. Yeah, so that way you keep everybody motivated and on board. When Moyes landed, he'd just read the team out and not talk to anyone. And again, that's what he's doing here, right? That's what he's doing here. I'm the boss, is what it is. But look, make up your own mind. And look, if you're one of these people who says, look, I'll support the West Ham manager for as long as he's West Ham manager, I get that. I understand it. Personally, I can't back him. I hope he wins on match day. I support the team. I go along and support the team, but yeah. And again, I know I'm the only one saying it, but it does really put the fear of bejesus in me that we might be sucked into some sort of relegation struggle, because I know the teams at the bottom are crap. But the teams at the bottom might not be so crap if they bring a few players in January, like Burnley get a striker or something like that. And you know what happens psychologically when you're sucked into something like that? It's very difficult to get out of it, right? So I don't even want to get sucked into it. So I genuinely hope we have a really good December and January. And for me, the Cups are secondary this year. They are. I don't see us winning a cup again. But look, if we did that, it'd be a massive bonus, massive cherry on the cake. But even so, even if you did that, it's still going. It's a new regime. One final bit of news. We're going to be playing at the Allianz Arena, are we? Nick covered this. That's fine. That sounds quite good to me. Fits the German kind of mode that we're going down at the moment. German director of football, maybe a German manager, maybe an outstanding German midfielder stroke striker that Nick outlined yesterday. And look, having worked for a German bank in the past and been to Germany, well, loads of times. I used to go to every other week at one point. I thoroughly enjoy working with the Germans. I think they're great. And I think one thing they do is they're very, very organised. They're very professional, and that's the impression I get of Tim Snighton. So yeah, I think it's looking good. The one bit of news I don't like is sharing the ground with Chelsea, but then again, I never liked sharing it with Charlton either. So whatever, who cares? Anyway, this has been my daily ramble. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. Please hit the subscribe button on YouTube and join our channel and hit the bell notification icon. Until next time, see you soon. Come on, you irons.